Okay, so when measuring something, you always include everything you're confident in, what you absolutely know, what everybody in the class absolutely knows and is sure of. And then you can put your one guess, one digit guess, at the end. So let's look at this first letter, letter A here. We know that this is 12 and this is 13. This is 12.5. So that means if this is 12 and this is 12.5 and this is 13, each one of these is point. So this is 0.1, this is 0.2. So we're measuring to the tenths. This gives us up to the tenths. So everybody should be sure of the tenths. Now we know it's at least here. It's at least 12.3. So I'm going to write that down. It's at least 12.3. Everybody's confident in the tenths because they're right there. We can see them. But then we know that this is 0.3 and this is 0.4. It's somewhere in between 0.3 and 0.4, so we're going to guess the hundredth spot. I'm thinking it's a little bit less than halfway. I'm going to say it's 12.33. You might have said it's 12.32. Somebody else might have said it's 12.34. As long as you're in the ballpark, you're okay. I shouldn't expect to see 12.39 or anything like that, but anything less than halfway is good. All right, let's go over here to B. B, we know that this is 30 and this is 35, so that means each one of these is 1, not a decimal 1. So this is 31, 32, 33. So I know it's somewhere between 30 and 31. So I'm going to write down the lowest number. I know it's at least 30, not quite 31. And then I guesstimate how far in between is it. So I'm going to say it's right on the line. So I'm going to say it's 0/10 of the way. You have to have that one position. This is what we're confident in. This is our guess. C. Here's 20. Here's 30. That means each one of these guys is 1. So this is 21, 22, 23, and so forth. So this little line here is 28. This line is 29. So we're all confident, hopefully, that it's at least 28. And then it looks to me like it's about halfway between 28 and 29. So I'm going to put 0.5 to indicate it's halfway. Over here, here's 10, here's 20. Each one of these lines must be 1. Here's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and so forth. It looks to me like it's right on the 15 line, so we're going to say it's at least 15, and we're going to put a 0 indicating it's 0/10 of the way to the 16. If you just wrote 15, I'm going to do it over here. If you just wrote 15, then that means you're telling me it's somewhere between 10 and 20. You're confident it's at least 10, and you're guessing it's about 5/10 of the way there. You're guessing it's at about the 15 mark. Over here, you're not guessing. You know it's touching the 15 line. You're guessing it's 0/10 of the way between 15 and 16. You've got that range narrowed down from 20 to 10 down to 15 and 16. You're saying it's somewhere between those two numbers. So this is a much shorter range. We know much more information than we did if we just write plain old 15. So that's why we don't write 15 over here. We write 15.0. That indicates we know more information. And finally, E, back to here, the ruler. This is 4, this is 5. That means each one of these is point. So this is 0.1, 0.2, and so forth. Right here, it's right on the 0.5. So again, just like this example with the 15, I'm saying that it's going to be 4.5. I'm confident in that. And I think it's about 0/10 of the way between the 5 and the 6. So 4.50. This is important because this tells us information. If I just wrote 4.5, I'm saying, yeah, I think it's somewhere between the 4 and the 5. I'm guessing it's about here. It's about halfway. So I'm going to write down 4 because I'm confident in that, and I'm going to guess the 5 mark. Somebody else might guess 6 mark. That's not the case. We know more information. We know exactly where the 5 is, and we're guessing it's somewhere between the 5 and the 6. So we know the tenths. We're guessing the hundredth spot. So that's why we end up writing 4.50. All right, number 33. It says, complete the following table by indicating the value. If you see centi, it means it's 100 times smaller than the base. So if the base is a meter, centi, one little centi guy, is 100 times smaller than the whole thing. So that means there's 100 of these little centis that make up the big guy, the big meter. Milli means there's 1,000 times smaller. So a ruler, a meter stick, has 1,000 little lines on it. Each one of those is a millimeter. Add them all together and you get the one big meter. Kilo is 1,000 times larger. So if I take 1,000 of my meters, 1,000 of my base units, or 1,000 of my grams, 1,000 of my liters, then I get a kilo or a kilometer or a kilogram or a kiloliter. And deci means 10, so it's 10 times smaller than the base. So centi, milli, deci are all smaller. Kilo is bigger than your base unit.